We made it. Been kind of fighting with some sunlight. We're over here at Mama's house. Mama's here wanting to, she's listening in as we have our live show. Thank you for joining us. We see folks are coming in. Hey, Terry. Said, can't believe we made it here early. Good for you. You get a star today for getting here on time. That's all right. We know life happens. Hey, Ann was sitting on ready. Oops.
Hey, everybody. Here we are.
That's always Tommy. You know, that's never me that has to return the volume.
I got to remember to turn stuff down, turn volume down. Hey, Amy, with the Fuel Homestead. Donna, Henfeather Homestead gets the star for being here first. They were in probably an hour before, or I don't know how long it was. Hey, Faye, good to see you. Sorry you're having to miss church. The way we're able to do this on Sunday evening is our little fellowship doesn't have a Sunday evening service, or that's where we'd be, and we'd have to look at another time slot to do it. So we'll let some folks file in here for just a minute. Got 24 watching now. If you don't mind, hit the like button. If you do mind, hit the down like, the thumbs down button. That's okay. We're going to get one of those. We get one or two every time we do a video. I'm surprised we haven't gotten our downvote today. The downvoter must be taking a nap, because sometimes it gets downvoted before it even starts. I don't know. We must have made somebody mad. But anyway. Hey, neighbor. Hey, Lonely Prepper Homestead. How are you? Man, we had a busy week. We've got a whole lot of stuff to get done here. Yeah, Henfeather said thanks to the timer. I try to set up an event. You can set up a live event in the future. And sometimes I'll do it 2 or 3 weeks at a time. Ahead of time. What am I trying to say? Sometimes I'll do 2 or 3 events ahead, and it did have some confusion one time because somebody went into one of the wrong, because you can go into the event in the chat box as soon as it's created.
Oh, really?
Yeah, even if it's 2 weeks away. I mean, I could set up an event right now for next year sometime, and that event box is open.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I have to be careful to make sure I put the date in the temporary title of the event to at least kind of help people see, okay, this one's for next week, Also, I don't know if I put the link in this description. I need to do it, but we use this little thing called Send Calendar, where you can actually subscribe to our calendar on this service called Send Calendar. I create the events in there, and you can suck it into your own personal calendar if you use Apple's calendar or Google Calendar or Outlook Calendar or Outlook.com calendar, and actually get a reminder in your own device or on your own calendar, which is pretty cool.
And hey, Norma.
Hey, Norma.
And you already said hey to one Amy. I don't know which Amy, but hey,
Amy Fuel. Yeah, I said
Amy Davis. And I'm glad you're enjoying the
famous
sourdough videos. I hope it turns out great. Let me know.
Yeah, do that. Let us know how it turns out. Patty needs to do some more sourdough stuff.
I do. I need to do some different things.
Probably need to do a live series of Q&A with all of your sourdough students.
Oh, that's a good idea.
From around the world. How about that? Yeah, now that you can go live on your phone, you can do it by yourself.
I sure can.
Yeah. So, if you were with us last week, well, we had a couple of things go on last week. We were in a hotel in Memphis, Tennessee. Different kind of hotel. A place called the Exchange Suites, and it's like an apartment building, and they rent out some of the apartments as hotel rooms, and it was
a nice room.
Yeah, it was a very nice room, and the internet was down, and so the little guy at the front desk actually gave me the credentials. I told him what we were doing. Man, I got a YouTube live show, and
we gotta have internet.
Yeah, so he let us log into their super secret internet, and apparently it wasn't good enough. Well, I don't know if it was or not, because I found out later a ton of live streams had issues last week, on the same day in the same time period. So it may not have been our internet. So we bailed off of there right quick and went live on
Tommy's phone,
on my cell phone using cellular signal LTE, and got a lot of compliments. That it looked fine.
Better. So they looked better. Of course, the hotel room we were in was brighter. We were right next to windows.
Yeah, that's right. And so then we asked your permission to dive off early, and you were gracious to us. A lot of people saying, "Get out of here, go spend time with your son."
We appreciate that so much.
Yeah, because Cameron, who many of you have met through our live shows, and hopefully you're subscribed to his YouTube channel. If Kitty or Weetree, I don't know, I haven't seen Wee yet. We might be under the weather. I heard somebody mention about we being back sometime in the future. But if anybody's got I should have put it, and I'll try to remember to put it in the description, a link to Cameron's YouTube channel. He just posts some little musical videos, mostly about his camping trips in the Pacific Northwest, and he does a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, it's great scenery.
Yeah,
scenery.
So thanks for that, y'all. We really had a great time, and we were able to. That was breakfast the morning that he left. And we went to Central Barbecue the night before.
Yeah, we were going to the other place. I think somebody on here told us that it was closed.
Yeah, Rendezvous.
They were right. And so we went to Central, which a lot of people commented that's their favorite place to eat when they go. So and it was very good. I can't believe you didn't put a picture of that.
Well, I know. I got so many pictures to show.
Yeah.
And Central Barbecue is usually everybody's number 2, and some people's number 1, and then I think Memphis Barbecue behind you. There's lots of places in the Memphis area that you can go get barbecue and come out all right. Mm-hmm. And we came out all right. Patty and I shared a rack of ribs, and Cameron ate a whole one by himself because he hadn't eaten since 6 o'clock that morning.
Yeah.
And but it turned out that not only was he a blessing to us to be able to be there and see him, but he actually ended up needing our credit card.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. No. It was a deal where he was flying into Memphis, and then he had to go from there to Birmingham, I think, and then he was going to end up back in Memphis and then fly back out of there or something.
No, he was.
No, he was not. That's right. The original plan was to fly out of Birmingham.
He couldn't terminate the car in Birmingham on a debit card. It had to be on a credit card. So
he had to use our credit card to rent the rental car. And but it worked out because we actually got to spend more time with him as a result of that.
Yeah, because we had to go to the airport and get the car and all that. But, and he paid us too, so it wasn't one of those. Hey, Mom and Dad, come on, where y'all can pay. It really wasn't one of those.
Yeah, he actually paid us before we left. So I'm like, man, that's a pretty good deal. We can do that. And I don't forgot when this was, Patty, because we failed to mention it. It was before our last show, right? Yeah, because we didn't say anything about it.
It was, but we forgot to mention it. That's right.
That's what I'm saying. So that would have been...
It was Saturday before last Sunday. Saturday a week ago.
Yeah, Saturday a week ago, Corey had a tennis match in Meridian.
We ran the roads all last weekend.
Yeah, we were on the road.
We were tired.
We were whipped. I'm still tired. What you talking about was tired. I'm still tired. But Corey had a tennis match in Meridian, and so we got some friends that live near about Meridian. And so I hollered at them and said, hey, if you're not doing anything, come catch a little tennis.
Mm-hmm. And it might be friends y'all recognize.
It might be friends y'all recognize, because not only did they come watch a little tennis, but we actually caught lunch afterwards.
Yep.
J&J Acres with Jared and Jennifer. We're practically neighbors. And Corey in the background there throwing up gang signs, I guess. I don't know how to talk to him about that. I guess, I don't know. But, and his lovely girlfriend, Kayla, and... of course, Tomas. I wish you could have seen the way this picture was taken, because just at the last moment, Tomas was way back there with Corey and Kayla, and he came running up to get in the picture, and he just got stopped good when I snapped that picture. And but that was nice.
Hey, Southern Lady 44, glad you stopped by. I hope you get the
Hey, Darlene.
good.
And oops, didn't mean to do that. I meant to do that. And then do that. Okay, we're back. We're back. And so Jared and Jennifer both enjoyed the tennis, and in fact, I think they're probably going to be getting their kids into tennis.
Tennis has been a really good thing. I wish I'd have known about it with my older two. But the younger two both played tennis, and they were actually able to get scholarships to a little junior college, and that's where Corey's still playing now. So it's just been a really, with our coach, David Meisner, that was at the courts where the kids took lessons. He just was a great encouragement. And in fact, Corey had a tennis match, Friday. And he came to it, and he's still in their life, and he's still such an encouragement. So tennis has been a great blessing for our family.
He's a very godly man and a great godly influence. So y'all let me know if you're still seeing us. Somebody say something, because in Wirecast it says we've lost everybody. But the stream is good. All indications are
nobody's saying anything on the feed, so
yeah, it must be there. So, and then NMS 886 just hopped in and said evening all, so that's good. Sammy Joe, hello from Canada. Great up the Great White North, eh? Let's see. So I guess we're all right. Yeah, we had a busy week. So, can I talk about this right now?
Okay.
Right quick?
Yeah.
Okay. So, in fact, Patty kind of alluded. Oh, yeah. I guess not.
Another time.
Sorry. Sorry. Yeah. I may just do a video about that, but anyway.
Norma said they can see us and hear us clear.
Okay, good. How about then... You want to talk about this?
Yes, I got...
Hang on. Let me see if I can... Before I move it over here, give me just a minute. Bear with me, y'all.
What are you doing? Making it bigger?
Making it fit the best I can. Tell me when.
My sister, the Insomnia Club had auctions for us to help pay for Tommy's medical bills and everything. And
paid for them all.
Our
portion.
And... Along with the
homestead fund, and some local friends.
Yeah, local friends too. But anyway, my sister, the last auction, I had told her about it and everything, so she was watching it, but she doesn't have a YouTube account, and she don't know how to.
You mean a PayPal account?
No, she don't have. I mean, she gets on YouTube, but she don't know how to sign in and make
comments. Oh, gotcha.
And so she texts me, and she's like, the Wanda and Danny spoon was up for auction. They donated a spoon for them to auction off. And she was texting me, bid for me. I said, I'm not going to bid for you. I did try and say something on there, and for whatever reason, I couldn't say anything. I was over here at Mama's house, and Tommy was over at our house. And anyway, I said, if you want to bid, text Tommy. And so she did. And so Tommy bid for Julie.
And I like to panic. I thought, you got to be kidding. How,
Yeah, because I forget who it was, but somebody else wanted this spoon too. But Julie kept upping it and upping it and upping it. And so, go ahead and put it up there.
Yeah.
Wait. And then Julie tells me after she won the spoon for $200. And she told me that she was going to give it to me. And I said, no, you're not. You need to keep that spoon. And so she said, well, then I'm going to give it to Tommy. And then she talked to Tommy, and the spoon came to me. And so I got the spoon this week.
And I'm all like sending messages to Jason and them. Y'all, this really, look, luckily, Jason has actually met Patty's sister via Skype, talking about a bat question that she has. She has some bats down there. So luckily, Jason knew that Patty's sister's a real human being and knows what her name is and all that. Because I'm like, yo, they gonna think we did this,
It was a little awkward, but
it was a little awkward. So anyway,
Julie won the spoon.
And look at that.
And I also got, I'm sure it's probably supposed to be a dishcloth, but I used that as a bath cloth that Wanda tucked in the bag and sent along with the spoon, so that she made. So I love it.
Yeah. So we not only got a Danny spoon, Patty got a
Wanda cloth,
customized Danny, personalized Danny spoon, spelled her name correctly.
That's huge. That's huge.
And you wouldn't know it if he didn't. I promise you that, because we would have pretended. We probably would have changed the spelling of her name to make it match the spoon.
That's right. That's right.
But how cool is that? And I promise you.
Donna S. said she was one of the other ones bidding on the spoon. And also, one of the gifts that was one of the things that was auctioned off, I just loved, and I received one of them in the mail too.
Ta-da!
And I wore it to the tennis match Friday, and I was so warm. I love my, I don't know what to call it.
Well,
a
it's
hood with a scarf.
Yeah, it's a hood with a scarf.
It's
And y'all, that thing is made so
I
well.
love it. And it's got these long.
I need
long,
that.
Yeah.
I could wrap that around my nose.
Yeah, you could. You could do something.
Yeah.
But it's kind of girly looking. So
It is. Yeah, maybe
Anyway,
a camouflage one or a purple and gold one.
Anyway.
I don't care if it look girly.
I absolutely love it, and it's so soft. So I wore it at the tennis match for the first time, and I meant to get a picture because I want to post it on the Facebook page because I really, really love it. And I'm so thankful, and thank you all. The
Yeah.
Insomnia Club sent it to me. I got it in the mail, and so I just want to say a big, huge thank you. It was a great surprise and a
great surprise. It really,
I was excited.
It really was. Speaking of Danny and Wanda, y'all, I've got so many pictures and video clips, and we were supposed to sit down and make notes for today's show because we knew we had so much information to talk about, and we've only used 17 minutes. But we've had a busy afternoon. Patty's sister Julie was actually here this weekend, and her Aunt Rosie, and in fact, you'll get to see Aunt Rosie here in just a minute.
And you know, she told me she was. She said she's almost 80. She's just a few years away from 80.
No way. Remember that when you see Aunt Rosie here in a minute. But then Chelsea, Tomas's mom, our oldest daughter Chelsea, came all the way here and ate a late lunch with us to pick up Tomas, and they didn't leave until
4.
Till 4, around 4. So anyway, we never got a chance to sit down. So I'm kind of helter-skelter going around.
Oh, and by the way, somebody made a comment. Norma told me that this is called a snood.
A snood.
SNOOD,
I like that.
right?
I like that. Yeah, a snood.
And it is so pretty.
It really is, and
it's got green and blue and black and white in it. It's like variegated. It's so pretty. Let me put it up close where everybody can see the colors.
Yeah, I don't know how good the colors will come through, but I mean it's very well made. You know, this is.
It's pretty.
That somebody is an artisan.
Yes. I just love it.
Very, very well made. So, so what I was going to tell you, speaking of Danny and Wanda, since we will transition into this, since we put up the Danny spoon and the Wanda scarf, is that we were asked by Danny and Wanda to participate in a collaboration on marriage. And we've been married almost 30 years. It'll be 30 years this July. Can you believe that?
Hard to believe.
It's hard to believe. And we've been together as a couple since we met about 37 years ago. And what was 37 years ago?
I don't know, but
you the one that said 37 about something.
Oh, I know. I made a mistake. It was 32.
Oh, it was 32. Okay, well, never mind. So
I thought about that when I was going to
sleep. That's good. Well, we originally were thinking it was that we had been together for 30. So yeah, that would be too long.
Yeah.
But anyway, to tell you the rest,
85, so
to
that's
tell you the rest of the joke, you know, in our first video, we mentioned that we met each other 37 years ago, and then Jared Stanley was kind enough to point out that he turns 35 this year, and so you know, so we've met each other 32 years ago. So he was 3, Jared was 3, Jared was 3 when we met.
So I'm not old enough to be his mama.
Yeah, no, but you're old enough to be Amy's.
He don't need to come.
Yeah. I was telling Amy Fuel about that. She's like, I'm 29. Yeah, so we could be Amy's parents.
Just quit saying that.
Well, she called us YouTube parents anyway. So.
Yeah, because, I mean, Cameron is 27. So
Cameron's 27, yeah. So we could feasibly. Yeah. So anyway, so so Danny, we'll have a playlist on our channel. Danny and Wanda will have a playlist on their channel, and they're going to include both of our videos. Danny and Wanda did an introductory video, and we did an introductory video. We're calling the series Homestead Heart. And we kind of threw Danny and Wanda a curve on accident. Didn't really mean to, but they were able to encapsulate their relationship in the one video because they've been married, I think, 3 years now. Is that right?
Yeah.
And but we, Danny and Wanda were. Well, I don't want to give away too much because we have to do a part 2 in explaining our relationship.
We need to get to the point Danny and Wanda are in their story because we're not quite to that point yet. So anyway.
we're not quite to that point in the telling of the story. That is,
Yeah.
And so we left a cliffhanger at the end of part 1. You need to go watch it though. And
Donna said she's waiting for part 2. So
well, it's going to come out this week.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it this week.
We haven't filmed it, but we're planning to film it this week.
Yeah, we're planning to film it this week, and then hopefully get it up. As soon as it's filmed. My schedule looks pretty clear. I may have to do a little bit of travel, but we'll see. But so if you need to go back and see and watch part 1. Because if you do, you get to see some things like this. Some throwback pictures to Patty and my wedding, to our wedding. And I was wondering, is Teresa Dean in here? I haven't seen Teresa.
I haven't seen her either.
Somebody let me know if Teresa is in here. I'm going to scroll back a little bit while you look at that. Notice anything funny or odd about that photo? Teresa will sing out if she sees it. I guess she's not here. She's not here. Okay, well, so I surprised Patty.
And everybody else except for a few people.
And everybody else except for a few people in our wedding by singing to her unannounced. Our Angela Sauls, our pianist, knew about it. A couple of my groomsmen knew about it. They reminded me about that. Bobo knew about it.
Yeah.
Jeff knew about it. And the funniest part of the whole thing was that my dad, who was my best man, this is a great story. I love telling this story. He didn't know about it until literally moments before we walked out for the ceremony to begin. We were just backstage, back behind the church entrance at the bottom. And I don't know why. I guess I figured I needed to warn him. And so I said, "Hey, Dad, by the way, I'm singing to Patty." And you got to know my dad to appreciate this. He, his words of encouragement to me in that moment were, "You're going to get out there and forget the words and ruin the whole wedding." So it's like, "Thanks, Dad." And at that moment, I forgot the words. Now, I'm serious. We were like 2 minutes. They were already playing the interludes and stuff. And so I stepped into a side room, and I'm walking back and forth trying to remember the words. And it worked out. And it worked out. So the reason I was asking if Teresa Dean was on here is because Teresa said she didn't believe that I had sung to you.
Really?
Yeah, and she said the only way she would believe it is if I sang it to you again.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They want to know what song I sang. I told them it was the Gary Morris version of Wind Beneath My Wings, not the horrible Bette Midler version. She butchered that song, and if you think she did well, we can't be friends. I'm kidding.
You got to be nice.
No, I know. You know how it is that you tend to prefer the first version of a song that you hear.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if Morris wrote the song, but his was the version.
That we grew up hearing.
Yeah, so. I mean, Bette Midler had not even sung that song back when we were dating and got married.
Right. And
yeah, that's right, Donna. Donna says she watched. So, but Jean O'Connor is jumping in. She's ganging up on me with Teresa Dean saying, "We want to hear you sing that song, Tommy." So what do you think?
You fixing to sing the
song? I'm fixing to sing. Maybe.
Oh.
I'm suddenly gotten nervous. That's so funny because I'm not in front of an audience or anything. I can't sing the whole song because I don't know all the words anymore. Thanks, Dad.
Well, you should have looked them up, Tommy.
I should have, but how about a chorus? Would the chorus be okay?
That'll be good.
All right, let me take a sip of water.
This is only the second time I've heard him sing the song.
So I'm wondering if YouTube's going to like put a strike on my video. No, because it probably won't be close enough to reel.
It'll be fine.
Me.
He's fixing to sing.
I'm fixing to sing, Mama. Brace yourself. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I'd like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle, 'cause you are the wind beneath my wings. I almost got choked up on that. So, I don't know whether that proves I did or didn't sing it, or it proves whether I can or cannot sing, but there it is.
He really did it.
And I was nervous as a cat. I'm not nervous singing in front of crowds of people, but sitting here in the quiet in front of a webcam, it kind of got me a little nervous. But anyway, all right. So there's that. I did it. Oh, here, you need to wipe your teeth. Score! Goal! All right, so let's see, what else? What else? Oh, I told you were going to see, you were going to get a chance to see Aunt Rosie.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
We worked hard this weekend.
yeah, and
Mama, how old is Aunt Rosie? And how old is Julie? Yeah.
Julie is the same age as I would be.
we're trying to do some calculations here with
Well, let me
Mama.
think.
There's a lot of dead air there.
It's a lot of 40. Let me think. Well, talk while I figure it
Oh,
out.
thanks. Y'all talk, or I can sing some more.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I better
Go
not.
ahead.
You get a line and I get a pole, honey.
I'll sing that song with you. They
You
won't
get a
want to hear
line
me
and I
singing.
get a pole, babe. You get a line and I'll get a pole. We'll go fishing in a crawdad hole, honey, baby mine. Yeah, but you're not concentrating.
I know, but that's the song. I grew up with that song. I
Yeah,
like that song.
yeah. Oh, thank you, Ava. All right.
Okay, Aunt Rosie is 72. She's not almost 80. She's 72.
72. All right. So anyway, y'all know what the weather's been doing. I saw Danny or Wanda post a minute ago. It was 82 there today.
And I want you to know that got really confused to me because some people started posting how long they've been married. And congratulations to all of y'all. That is awesome. I saw some 20 years, some 40 years.
Great.
But then people started posting the temperature. It was 80.
Man,
I'm like, wow.
got people been married 80 years. That's
So,
impressive.
I got real confused.
Yeah, yeah. But we knew Danny and Wanda hadn't been married 82 years yet.
No.
You know, they're going
They're
for
working
82.
on it. They're working on it.
So anyway, it was time for to start getting the greenhouse ready.
Yes.
You know, and I think we had a video of
I was
our.
pointing to it, and she's not even up there yet.
No, there it is.
There it is. Yeah.
So there's Patty working on a new covering for the greenhouse, and that's Aunt Rosie, 72-year-old Aunt Rosie to the left there, and just standing by, an able assistant.
Yep. She helped me.
Yeah, and here's another shot.
I couldn't have done it without her.
So it's a very simple, and we're working on I'll put a video up of it, of the greenhouse itself, in the near future.
Oh, and Julie just texted me. She told me that Aunt Rosie is going to be 77.
Oh, goodness.
So,
yeah, so
okay,
that's,
I was just adding 20 years. I thought.
yeah, so you're looking at 77-year-old Aunt Rosie there.
Yeah, yeah.
One of Patty's mama's sisters. And
People in our family age well. I thought about if Mama would be willing to do a video with me talking about her family and the longevity of her family and everything. Because they don't just live to be older, they live
to be vital in old age.
Yeah,
you know. So it wasn't just Papa or Mama. A lot of people in your family were old.
Oh yeah, Naughty and Donadale and
Nonkey and Tonadil. Y'all ever heard those names before?
Yeah. That'd be the most fun of the video, listening to some of these old Cajun names. Nonkey and Tonadil and...
Well, Nonkey means uncle, right? In French?
Yeah, no, is an uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, he lived to be 101 or just 100?
I don't know.
But around there, I remember him. That was Mama's uncle. And I remember him. He was my great uncle. And Aunt Pete lived to be pretty old too, so...
Yeah, and Pete was my son, Eddie's daddy.
But anyway, Papa was in a nursing home when he died. He died at 106, and he had tomato plants outside of his window. He's on a walker, but he still tended to the tomato plants outside his window. But only about 4 or 5, I think, and my uncle helped him plant it, but he still was doing something, you know?
Yeah.
It's a blessing.
So the that greenhouse, we're going to do we're working on a video. I got to shoot like 1 or 2 more clips once it's completely refurbished. And that should be an afternoon thing, but we were distracted doing other things.
Well, and the sun, once we got the visqueen off, the sun was blazing on it, and I was out there in long sleeves and my garden hat, and I'm supposed to be.
Patty's allergic to the sun, so she can't be in direct sun very long. But anyway, so we'll get that done. But it's very simple: 2 cattle panels, 2 pieces of PVC, some.
Really, we should have made it with 2x4s on the bottom.
Yeah.
But we used 2x6s.
That's my fault. I always upgrade.
He always, and you're never gonna get it apart because there's plenty of nails and screws.
Plenty of nails and staples and then zip ties and
4 of those. We did 4 2x6s. So
yeah. So and it's great. It's like 8 foot square in the bottom, and she gets a lot in there. And we framed the door out of 1x4s and a little back window out of 1x4s, and it works great. And I think that covering lasted 2 years. It's not even greenhouse grade stuff.
No,
it's just 6 mil visqueen. Or plastic sheeting. I don't know if it's actually visqueen.
I think it is.
Is it? And I don't remember. You remember how much we paid for the roll?
I think it was like $50, and I just hated to pay that much. But I know this is my 2nd year using that roll, and we have at least another year on it. So
or 2. I mean, there's a lot still on that roll. But anyway. So what if you got to replace it? It's not that big. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's really easy. In fact, last year I think I replaced the main part, but I didn't replace the ends. They stayed good, and honestly, I wouldn't have had to replace. It's going to be like in every other year, I think. I wouldn't have had to replace the top, but the dogs got to it.
Yeah.
And once it starts ripping and stuff, it was really messed up.
So it's definitely signs of spring around here. I don't know if y'all caught my little brief live show yesterday.
Hey, everybody.
To introduce you to Ashton.
Just wanted
Now,
to jump
Carly
on
Ann made
for
fuss
just
about
a
that. She's the
minute.
one that names all of our animals, but
let
she
you
was
see
not
our
here,
new
and
baby
Tomas
boy.
was, and we offered him to name the little goat,
He's
and
pure-blooded
he came out
Nubian.
with Ashton. There's a little boy that,
He was,
Ashton's
born
one of the
to
big
Cali.
boys.
I call him a little boy,
I'm
but
a
he's a
pot
big
girl,
boy to Tomas.
very
and
suburban.
He works with Corey, and
Just a quick little live. I don't want to interfere with
we
the
go to church
Homestead
with him,
Network
Corey.
schedule
Tomas
that will
is
be
crazy
starting
about
up
him, so. The little goat is
here
Ashton.
in a bit. But
Calm
we
little
just
fella,
wanted to
beautiful
jump
little
on.
Nubian goat. We need to do a show on goat breeds because they had. If you ever check the comments, you would know this.
You're supposed to tell me about the comments.
Somebody
For me
was
to check
asking
'em.
about recommendations for goat breeds, and we, it depends on what your goal is, and I don't want to launch into all this, although it looks like we're going to have plenty of time. But
Not with all those pictures down there.
no, I've done showed a lot of them,
okay.
and these 2 are going to have to wait.
Okay.
If your goal is, of course, Nubian is a dairy breed. I think they're African in origin, and if your goal is quality of the taste of goat milk, Nubians are almost impossible to beat because something a lot of people don't realize is that dairy goat breeds are susceptible to having environmental influences flavor their milk, things that they eat, of course, but also some to the point where odors in the air where they live can flavor their milk.
Yeah, and I mean, and you know, the bucks stink. I mean, you know, and you're not gonna have baby goats if you don't have a buck.
You know, I mean, the bucks,
So.
that beard that a buck has, that's basically a pea catcher. They pee on that thing because the chicks dig it, but it don't smell good. And you can actually drink goat milk and taste that musky, nasty
it'll-
smell.
Yeah, it'll start tasting like the buck smells, and that's not a very pleasant thing.
Yeah, well, it seems that Nubians are resistant to that. They are not, their milk is not as easily flavored by environmental influences. Plus, they have the highest butterfat content among the dairy goat breeds.
Yeah. Not that I've ever really been successful with making butter, but Wanda and I talked about that when we was at Deep South, and we just didn't have enough time. We had all day to talk, but we didn't have enough time. And I was going to ask Danny, and I see that they've been on here, so I need to find out how he did it to make butter, because she made the comment that he used to make butter with the goat milk. So
okay, well,
I need to find out the trick to that, because goat milk is naturally homogenized, so the cream doesn't rise to the top very much at all, even when you let it sit. And when you let it sit, the older it gets, it can start tasting that bucky smell, you know, the off taste.
Even a Nubian, but less so.
Yeah,
And,
so I need to know if there's a trick to that. So Gene said even cow's milk can pick up odors. You know, so,
we used to have nothing but Nubians. We started with Nubians, and we had nothing but Nubians, but we, you know, there is that thing known as hybrid vigor is a real thing.
it is.
Basically, the theory that if you cross breeds of animals, the offspring are more vigorous, less prone to health issues and things of that nature, worms and all that. And I'm gonna tell you something. There's something to that, because we had purebred. In fact, we used to buy only registered Nubians, and it's not like we were plagued with health issues, but we did run into them from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
We would have a doe that would always go down after kidding and things of that nature. And so we finally decided that we would move away from pure Nubian and start going with some mixes. And we're very happy with the health of the goats, but the milk's not the same.
No, we still prefer the Nubian milk. No, we drink it.
Yeah, we drink it,
but we prefer the Nubian milk.
Yeah, so we're building back our Nubian herd. Not huge, but we are building that back.
All of our goats we have are all dairy. They may be mixed with different things, and we have a Nubian buck now, so all the babies will at least be half Nubian. And we do have a little Kiko in. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
In our herd. Now, in fact, two babies that I'm expecting, two of the little goats that I'm expecting to have babies is half Kiko.
Kiko, yeah.
I want to say the printing place, and he always fusses. But anyway, so.
And the Nubians fall in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can name off the dairy.
You're not going to name them
breeds.
all, because they've got more than when we were.
Well, the most popular ones, or the most commonly known ones, Nubian, La Mancha. I saw somebody had mentioned La Mancha.
I missed that.
Saanen, Toggenburg, Oberhasli. We have a pure Oberhasli. Spree is our Oberhasli. Alpine.
Which Oberhasli and Alpine is?
And technically Nigerian Dwarf.
Yeah.
Is a dairy breed.
Yeah. And then they're going to the mini Nubians too, which is Nigerian Dwarf.
But I think those are the ones, are the primary, and the Saanens are like if you want quantity of milk.
Yes.
Not that their milk is bad, but again, they may be more susceptible to influences.
But the Saanen milk was the least of our favorite. And it could have been
really
our
was.
goat, but
yeah, we could have got a lemon.
but I don't think it was. But we have had we've had all of those goats, huh? And the least
we've never had a Toggenburg.
Yes, huh? Mr. Stump, we had some Toggenburg from his.
That's true. Sure did.
But my least favorite goat is the La Mancha. I'm sorry, whoever made the post about having La Mancha. They're sweet goats and everything. I just like the ears, and I love the Nubian long ears. And somebody mentioned the Roman nose, I do.
Yeah.
Nubian is my favorite. So.
Yeah. So.
But Spree, our Oberhasli doe, she's been the sweetest goat we've ever had. She's not mean to the other goats, and she's just
very
she's very
sweet.
docile, but she's not
getting old.
obnoxious though.
She's getting old.
As far as wanting to be petted at all.
Yeah.
'Cause
She tore
some
her
of them-
bag on an errant piece of barbed wire one time, and it healed up and all, but her milk production's never been the same since then, really. And but we had, I don't know what, I've forgotten. It's been so long since we used to know everything there was to know about Nubians, but well, not
within
everything,
reason.
but we were well versed.
Yeah.
And in many people's circles, we would have been considered experts, but not that we knew everything. But it's been a long time. I don't remember what their average milk production should be, but they're middle of the pack with Saanen, Alpine. I don't remember.
Yeah,
the
like
ranking,
giving over a
but
gallon a day. So if you get a Nubian that gives a gallon a day, which now
we had
they're-
one.
Yeah, but now they're breeding up and so they're getting
That's
the
true.
production up.
That's true.
Way more than when we were first fooling with it.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
And I do know. It seemed like I remember like after it was their third or fourth kidding when they were like reached the peak of their milk production or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but anyway, so I'm excited to get excited to have some Nubian goat milk because it's just delicious. And my favorite way to drink it is before it ever gets to the refrigerator. I'll go out there and milk and bring me a glass and squirt some in that glass and drink it right there. And then because there's an added sweetness to it. It's almost like a vanilla extract or almond extract or some kind of a cross that it loses when you chill it, when you refrigerate it. It's always good, even after refrigerating, but there's a little extra sweetness that kind of gets knocked off when you chill it. And I'm looking forward to that. So we had
Can I say something else?
Yeah.
Lonely Prepper Homestead said that they make small milking machines that will work on goats. Actually, the milking machine that we bought for our cow, it has, I forget the names of the things, 4 of the
suction cups to go on the udders, whatever you call them.
Yeah, and I made sure that I got it to where, however it operates, I can, because they can be closed off, I can actually milk 2 goats at a time with it.
Yeah.
So, but it's a little under the weather, so
Yeah,
Tommy's going to be
I got to get that repaired.
Because
I ain't gonna be. I'm gonna find somebody to work on it because I don't know nothing about that.
I have the two little Kiko goats that I was telling you about. They're actually Spree's babies, and she actually has good teats and a nice bag and everything. Those little goats have very small teats, and I guess they got that from the Kiko. And there's absolutely no way. I mean, you couldn't even milk with 2 fingers on those little goats. And so I really would like that milking machine fixed by the time they kid. And we don't usually start keeping the milk till 10 days or 2 weeks after they kid because it still has the colostrum, and we don't. It kind of has a metallic taste. So
Yeah.
But anyway, so I want to get my milking machine going, and we've got 2 milk stands. So if y'all have ever heard us talk about Mr. Stump, the old man that taught us about goats and everything, and taught us a lot of stuff about
About a lot of
yeah,
stuff.
about a lot of stuff. Yeah, that's where Tommy learned to do the fence post and everything. I forget what I was even. Oh, we ended up. His son blessed us with his milk stand that he had built. So I have 2 milk stands. So I can do 2 at a time.
Yeah, it got one more picture of Ashton with Tomas there, and kind of cut Patty's smile off. But people asking if goat's milk tastes like cow milk. Well, I mean, it's not.
does.
Yeah, I mean, it's. Some people are saying no, and I mean, it doesn't taste exactly like cow milk, but
If you weren't told that it was goat milk and it's good and fresh, I don't know that you would know the difference.
yeah, you probably wouldn't know the difference.
You might think it might taste a little bit different, but you're not going to be like, oh, what is this? This is not like normal milk. You wouldn't,
Well, let
you
me
would
put it
never
to you
know.
this way. The average person who drinks milk
Yeah,
probably
the
wouldn't know
average
the
person,
difference.
yeah.
I mean, somebody who drinks fresh cow milk and drinks fresh goat milk all the time, they might say,
Yeah.
what is this? But they're not going to spit it out.
Yeah.
There are lots of people in the chat saying it tastes better. Well, I agree, especially fresh Nubian milk. In fact, the old man we got Summer from, told us, he said, it's going to make you want to throw rocks at cows, you know. And I don't know that I'd go that far because, hey, fresh Jersey milk is
yeah.
awfully good too.
And really, that's Jersey milk is my favorite, fresh Jersey milk, because, I mean, of course, I like the taste and everything and the richness, but I like to be, it's very easy to make butter. And somebody else had said on here that they make cheese and butter from the goat milk. And so I would, I can't remember who it was though, and it's gone up, but I would be interested to know if you have a video on that or whatever. Send me the link to that, please, because I'd like more information on it, and you know, to know if there's an easier way. I don't want to spend $300 or $500, however much the milk separator would be right now, but that would be my option.
Yeah, maybe so.
Or cream separator, not milk separator, cream separator.
Well, the baby goat wasn't the only new life that we had on the farm this week, and Tomas was able to hold on to this day old. It was not a day old. That little piglet was born probably an hour before this picture was taken, and calm little thing, because he hadn't been on the ground without human contact long enough to be spooked by human contact.
Yeah, he didn't scream at all.
Yeah, so, you know, and one of our viewers...
Thanks, Gene, for letting me know that. So it was J&J that said that.
One of our viewers, I can't remember who it was now, but it was on Instagram, I think. We put this on Instagram and made the comment that, you know, it's so nice to have children connected to these animals who are later going to be food sources. And, you know, it's true. Tomas is 5 years old, and he knows that bacon is pig.
Yeah. He'll say, in fact, was it last time he came? He wanted some pig meat.
Yeah, he wanted some pig meat.
And
so he knows. And he's a little too young, in our opinion, to involve him directly in the processing of the animals.
Well, if he was here all the time, you know, but he just comes on the weekends, you know.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, so I'm not quite. But he was here when we were processing some not long ago, and just around the periphery, riding his battery-operated four-wheeler.
And I did. I don't know. You probably didn't know this. You were fixing to shoot one of the pigs, and I did get him away. He was all eyes. He saw his papa had the gun, and you know, he is not our child. And I didn't know how his mom and dad would feel about that too. So I did. I just said, come on, let's go look over here at this or that, and got him away. Just because he's, like I said, he's not my kid, you know.
Hey, Darlene, Southern Lady 44 said has a friend in Alabama with a big goat farm that makes cheese. To hit her up on Facebook.
Oh, so great.
You can rest assured that will happen.
I've made some cheeses, but I would love to learn how to do some other cheeses.
Thanks, Bandana. He is a gorgeous child. I mean, he really is. That Colombian skin tone, you know, the olive Latin American skin tone, those big eyes, and he is such a sweetheart. He's such a softie. He's all the time asking me if my bobos are better. And he pinched his hand at church today and got a little. He had a little blood blister on his hand. You know, of course, little boys and Band-Aids, right?
Yeah, I had a Band-Aid.
You know, kind of. Although it wasn't as dramatic as it could have been, but you know, this is a 5-year-old kid, and when we were coming up the driveway, he was talking about his bobo hurting, and I think it dawned on him who he was talking to.
Yeah.
And a 5-year-old kid said, Papa, I know your bobos hurt a lot worse than mine. Mm-hmm. You know, and I thought, you know, that may not seem like much, but that's an important thing for a little 5-year-old to realize. He was able to put his pain in perspective at 5 years old. And so I know he's our grandson, and we think he's a genius, and he is, by the way. And but I was so touched by that, and he's so inquisitive, and we love to just answer all his questions, and we try to do that. So, all right, before anything, Patty, you've been scanning the chat if we've missed anything.
No, somebody's talking about the mini Nubians, and all, and I actually thought that's what I wanted to do was the mini Nubians. I would definitely suggest having a milking machine. And you know, I can't remember. We had a pygmy. I don't know and I was going to try and mix. But then
A
I don't
pygmy
know.
goat. Did you just mention pygmy goats?
Yeah, why?
Heidi, Mr. Rain is not here, right? I hope. It's a joke.
Oh.
Inside joke.
Anyway, but I love the little goats and everything, but we had a hard
I didn't love the
time.
little goats.
No, we had a hard time keeping them contained because they were so small.
And when she says
everything.
hard time, she means we can't.
Yeah, we couldn't keep them. But we did not have the setup we have now, and everything. So, like if one day we do the petting zoo and all.
Oh no, we'll have Nigerian dwarfs. We ain't gonna have pygmy goats.
Oh, that's what I mean. They're small and cute too.
Okay.
They're cuter than
Yeah, but
pygmies.
they're not evil like pygmy goats.
What are you talking about?
It's never mind. You can't keep pygmy goats in. I don't care if you built a concrete wall 47 feet high.
Okay.
Mr. Trump's wall may work for immigrants, but it will not work for pygmy goats. I can just tell you that right now. All right, before we get carried away and get too far afield, I think we're already far afield,
I think
but we've only got a few minutes left, so I wanted to tell you what we've got on our schedule. Of course, we hope some of you will be going to Crossville, Tennessee in the early part of May, right? May?
Yeah.
The Great Appalachian Homestead.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be attending just as visitors and so we look forward to seeing any of you that are going to be there. Hook us up. We'll be wearing our Alderman Farms t-shirts. I'll probably have my LSU hat on. So it'll be easy to find and stop by, chat, and let's take a selfie.
Yes.
And then the next thing on our schedule where we are actually presenting will be the first part of June at the Homestead event. There's a link in the description. It's really easy. thehomesteadevent.com. thehomesteadevent.com. And as you can see there, we're going to be joined by some folks you recognize and love. And I'll be talking about when trauma strikes, how to survive the aftermath of trauma. And Jared will be there. Jason will be there. American Homestead is going to be there. And this event is being put on by Brad over at Full Spectrum Survival and Daniel at Go for Green Living. And it's June 1st through the 4th. We won't be there the entire time. It kind of runs a field of in conflict with the first Brookhaven Farmers Market here. And Patty, since she's the market manager, kind of needs to be there on opening day.
Yeah, it's a little important.
Yeah, so our plan is to attend the market, and then when the market closes down, we'll get on our
Take
way.
off.
And so we're looking forward to that. And then in October, we've mentioned this one before, but in October, we will be at the Homesteaders of America Conference in Warrenton, Virginia. I've also got a link to that conference in the description of the video. So please check it out. And if you can possibly... Now look, you got plenty of time. You got plenty of time from June. You got plenty of time from October to get your business in order and get there. Be there. It's going to be some great speakers. We're going to be speaking, but there's also going to be some great speakers that are going to be there at these conferences.
Yeah, and Deep South, you forgot to mention, they'll be there in May, and at the conference.
Yeah, I think Deep South and them are actually presenting at the Great Appalachian Homestead Conference in May. Is that right, Danny? I think y'all are sitting on you're like heading up the sweet potato round table or something like that, talking about the sweet potato way. Yeah, so Danny and Wanda is actually presenting at the one in Crossville in May, and so should be a good time. We're completely looking forward to it, and almost counting the days. I mean, it's just going to be fun.
Terrell Abbott is asking Terry, sorry. What conference in Alabama in May? I mean in
June. The conference, it's called the Homestead Event. I'll put it back up. The Homestead Event. The Homestead. It's in, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, Wedowee, Alabama. It's Wedowee. But again, there's a link in the description of this video. Right below, the first link you'll see is to get your free post-trauma guide. and I hope you'll do that to help you navigate the aftermath of trauma. But then right below that, you should see the Homestead event, and there's a link. And then right beneath that, you should see Homesteaders of America Conference with another link to go look at all the information you need about these conferences.
Norma is asking any chance of tips coming soon, anytime soon. I've got to get on that. I know I've been slacking. I've had a lot going on, and my mind hadn't been
the quick
thinking.
tips?
Yeah, the quick tips. But anyway, my Aunt Rosie that we had showed pictures of earlier, she's like, for instance, the boiled eggs. She's like, you need to do that as a quick tip, and she's brought me a book of quick tips too and everything. So she really likes the quick tips. So anyway, so she's encouraging me too.
Good. Palmetto Paratrooper is going to be at the one in June. Cool. Mm-hmm. Look us up. Oh, you're all right. Deep South is speaking on different subjects. There's 100 different subjects that Danny can talk on, and Wanda too. So,
yes.
If you've never had the opportunity to listen to Danny in person, you need to do it. The guy is a walking encyclopedia. That's why we nominated him for president. Danny for president.
I saw something else I want to comment on. I can't find it.
Let's see. Alrighty. Let's
Amber
see.
says, please pray for
Chrissy. That's her
Chrissy.
dog.
She thinks she may be having babies this week.
All right.
Very good.
Boy, Amber, I was expecting her to have those puppies a little while ago. I don't know. But yes, I think, and I believe God cares for the welfare of that little dog. So anyway, all right, we are about out of time. And so we've got just long enough. Patty, is there anything else we need to mention?
No, well, I have to say I'm sorry. I was supposed to work on the my cooking video for red beans and rice, and I didn't do it.
Oh,
I didn't do it.
You didn't.
And I found another video on my phone because I was looking back at the pictures of Tommy, and it was a shrimp fettuccine recipe that I had filmed all of it, and that was right before the dog attack, and so it never. Something's wrong with that.
What's wrong with it?
I don't know.
What are you pointing at?
The screen, because of my talking and it's off.
That's
It just
It's
took,
'cause of
sorry,
these-
it took my attention away. It freaked me out.
Don't look.
But anyway, I can't. But anyway, so that's another video that you need to work on.
Just ignore the camera.
So yeah, last week Tommy was actually out of town. I don't like to announce when Tommy's out of town.
Yeah.
I just
Although
don't. I don't.
she can handle it.
I just,
She's
never
toting.
have.
She's packing heat.
But anyway, so I was really busy last week with having to take care of all the critters and everything, and try and do my regular stuff and all that. And it seemed like I was gone every single day. I had to go somewhere, and that just absolutely drives me crazy. So anyway,
Yeah, it'll be nice to. Again, I may have to. I won't tell you what days. I've already said I may have to travel some this week, but you won't know when.
No.
But anyway, we appreciate y'all as always.
I've fussed at him before because he'll put on Facebook when he's out of town. I'm like, don't put that on Facebook.
Don't.
Everybody knows I'm home alone.
Don't be checking into some restaurant 200 miles from here. People.
Well, he'll be friends with anybody on Facebook, so
I'm a friendly person, I guess. But, hey, we just got enough time to thank you for watching. We do appreciate it. And to remind you that whether you eat or drink or whatever you do all to the glory of God. We really do hope that that's really our goal. We know that we fail at it so many times, but whether we're, dealing with our animals or dealing with the dirt, dealing with trolls, whatever it is, we want to glorify God in the process of what we're doing, because that's why we exist. The purpose of man is to glorify God and enjoy Him forever. The purpose of man is not to enjoy himself forever. The purpose of man is to glorify God and enjoy Him forever. And He's worthy of it, and all the glory is His anyway. thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week, if not before. Probably before. We'll see you before.
Good night.
Bye.